Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fiercely Spiritual podcast. I'm your host, Sandra Ray. So, just want to let you know if you're watching the video version of this, the sun is going in and out outside. It's a beautiful day. So, if the light is changing, that's why it's crazy light because the sun is coming in and out. If you're listening to me, you're also very welcome if you're listening on iTunes. And just to remind you, you can subscribe on iTunes. You can subscribe on YouTube as well to the Fiercely Spiritual Podcast. Just type in Fiercely Spiritual Podcast and you'll find me, and then you'll get updates every week as soon as new episodes come out. So please do that because it helps people to find the podcast as well. It helps you stay updated and it also helps others to discover it. So today we are talking about something very exciting. We are talking about the 9-9 gateway, manifesting with the new moon. And don't worry, I'm going to explain what that means, what it's all about. And I'm going to talk you through everything that you need to know. So recently I held a full moon healing and release session. And the full moon is all about letting go. It's all about releasing. It's all about making way for the new to come in. So it's releasing all the stuff that might be holding you back and letting it all go. Now, the new moon is slightly different. If you're not aware, the full moon is when the moon is bright in the sky. You can see the full circle of the moon, and the full moon usually happens around once a month, sometimes twice, but generally around once a month. The new moon, on the other hand, is the dark phase of the moon. So this happens about 2 weeks after the full moon. The significance of the new moon is that the new moon is all about preparing. It's all about setting intentions. It's like a birthing phase. So the full moon is when you see the moon in the sky and it's all about letting go. The new moon is the dark phase of the moon where you don't see anything in the sky, and this is about birthing, preparation and preparing for the next phase. So when you think about it, when you think about the new moon, it's like that preparation for the moon cycle where you start to see then the little sliver of the crescent moon, and then it grows and grows and grows until you have the full moon. And this cycle takes place over a full month. So there's 2 weeks between the full moon and the new moon, and then the next phase, growing and growing and growing to the next full moon. So what does all this mean? So you might be thinking to yourself, well, it's just the moon cycle, it happens every month. But there's a really powerful time to set your intentions with the new moon and to allow those intentions to grow, to come to life. Remember, this is all about the birthing phase. And when you're in tune with that, you can tune into the energy of the moon to help enhance the process in your own life. Now, in September, the new moon falls on the 9th of September, which also happens to be the 9-9 gateway because it's the 9th of the 9th. So what does this mean? According to Forever Conscious, the number 9 is a power number in sacred geometry. It is believed to be one of the numbers of creation, and it's a gateway to manifesting. It's a gateway to opening up to manifesting the life of your dreams. So it's a really powerful time. And the way I see it, what I'm tuning into is in something that I call the quickening. So the quickening is where everything kind of starts to happen quicker, obviously, but more easily as well. So it's like miracles start manifesting in your life. Your desires are coming to you quicker. You are experiencing faster healing if you have something that you're healing within yourself that's happening faster. And it's not just physical healing, but mental and emotional healing as well. So with this quickening where everything is speeding up, it's like you have to be on board. It's like the train is leaving, you need to get on that train because it's about to leave the station. And if you're not on board, you're going to be left behind. And if you're dragging your feet, if you're resisting change in your life, you are going to feel that sense of suffering. It's like if that train is there, you know you want to get on the train, you're standing on the platform, you've got your ticket, you're like, yes, this is the train to my desires, my true heart's desires, and you're hesitating. There's something that's keeping you stuck to that platform. You know the train's about to leave, and you have a choice. You can go and you can jump on and you can enjoy the ride, or you can stay rooted to the spot and watch the train as it leaves with everybody else on it. So that's the imagery that's coming up for me. And that's what I'm kind of sensing, that it's like we need to start moving. We need to start standing up and taking action and saying, yes, this is what I desire, and this is how I'm going to take action towards it. This is what I'm doing now to take action. I've been stuck for long enough. I've been dragging my heels, and I'm going to finally commit to this. Even though I'm scared, even though I'm fearful and I don't know how or where or when or what to do, I'm just going to do something, and I'm going to take that one small step. And when you do that, the universe supports you, the universe backs you up, the universe comes in, they sweep you along. It's like that train, it's going to sweep you along and it's going to bring you to your destination. But you have to be the one that takes that one small step onto the train. And the other imagery I was getting, it's like if you can imagine being on the beach, and it's like the tide, you know, the way the moon affects the tide, and it's time for the tide to go out. But it's like the water is resisting it. It's trying to cling to the beach because that feels safe. That's what it knows. And the tide going out is like the unknown. It doesn't know what you are going to be going into. So it's like that unknown. But we know that that's not what happens in reality. In reality, the tide flows in, it flows out. It's a natural process. The tide doesn't resist, but we as humans resist, and we have to learn to flow with nature, with the cycles of life, the rhythm of life, the rhythm of the universe. And it's so important at this time with this quickening to get into that flow, to decide what you want and to get really clear on that, because when you know what you want, then you have clear direction. To reconnect with that sense of knowingness, because we all know deep within, to reconnect with your soul guidance, your soul desires, to reconnect with your soul group, that group of people who are on the same path as you, that are growing with you, that are in it. We're all in it together, but each of us has that soul group that we really resonate with. So, and know that your soul can't wait to give you guidance. It can't wait for you to connect and to connect back in and to work together as a team rather than trying to go it alone. Because believe me, I've tried that. I've tried the route of going it alone, not connecting, just trying through sheer willpower. And it's a lot easier when you're tuning in, when you're getting guidance from your soul, your angels, your guides, your spirit guides, and just connecting back in. So you need to make space for that. You need to make space to tune in, to get in touch with your soul, your intuition, your guidance. And it's like when we come together, it empowers all of us. That soul group that I'm talking about empowers us to move forward as one. And when two or more come together, it just like magical things start to happen, because that creative force behind the group just makes things happen so much quicker rather than going it alone. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you today about this is because it's a great opportunity for you to open up, to experience the life that you desire, to start manifesting things that you've been thinking about, longing for, and it's just the perfect timing. The stars are aligned, literally. So if you're looking for help, if you want that extra support and to be in that soul space, that soul tribe, I have created a space for you to honor your connection, to connect with your soul tribe, to be in that space together, to learn, to grow together, to experience the joy of just manifesting together and learning how to do it together, because we're all here to support each other. And the space that I've created is called the Fiercely Spiritual Family. And it's, at the moment, the doors are open for people to join. And this is the first time I've opened the doors to this group. So you'll become one of the founding members of the group. And it's going to be such a lovely time for us because the timing is just perfect. The opportunities are just there for each of us, and we're going to all support each other in this growth phase. So during this time of the quickening, as I call it, it's going to be just a magical time to grow together and to do all of this together. So if you're interested in being in that supportive community, you can find out more about it on my website, sandraray.com/family. And we're actually going to be doing a live group coaching session on the 9th for the full moon. It's a calling in session. So we're going to be calling in our desires. We're going to be tuning into what those desires are, calling them in and making space for them to grow and to nurture those desires as the month rolls ahead and as future months roll ahead. And we'll actually be doing this every month on the new moon. And there's so much more in there. I'm not even going to go into it because there's just too much to explain right now. But if you go onto that page that I said, sandraray.com/family, you'll find out all the details. So if this is something that you feel resonates with you, we'd love to have you join us. And if you are doing this on your own, if you want to work with the moon on the 9th on your own, by all means, make that space, tune in, sit with what desires are coming up, and just make that space for yourself. Honor yourself and honor that time to connect. And I do hope you make that time, because it's so important and it'll lay the foundation for what's to come over the coming months and the coming years. So I have so enjoyed chatting with you today, and I will of course see you next week for the next episode. Talk to you then. Bye bye.